What's going on, folks? Uh, Josh, like trying to remember my name right off the bat, right at the intro. I mess it up. I'm like trying to remember, like I had to think about my name. I'm Josh, and Patriots for America First.org. Folks, this is going to be a quick video. Unfortunately, I've got a lot going on tonight, but I just wanted to hop on here real quick to talk about HR1. Um, that's something that's on a lot of people's minds, and we're getting a lot of messages from people with the White House. We're getting a lot of messages and people saying, "What's going on with HR1?" So I just wanted to share with you guys, folks. Yesterday it passed the House. Okay, so let me just show you this real quick. Okay. So if you go up here, folks, go to congress.gov. All right. This way you can bypass the media and all that. But if you go to congress.gov and you type in HR1, look, this is going to give you all of the stuff that you need to know. Okay. And this is for the People Act of 2021, which is not really for the people, it's for the establishment. Remember that. But you can see exactly here who the sponsor are, the committees, the latest action, all of that. And right now it's saying that it passed the House. Now it's going to go to the Senate. Okay. So once it passes the Senate, then the president, and then it becomes law. So, obviously they passed in the House. I believe there's a difference. What I think the difference is like 13. So I think it's like 219 to 206 is the party split. I think I totally forgot, but I think it's a difference of like 13 congressmen that had to really kind of step up and say no. But unfortunately, the Democrats are like, no. You can see here what's great about this, folks. If you ever want to go on to congress.gov right here, what's nice is look, you can go in here, and I'm gonna zoom in a little closer. But you can, if you go right here, you can see all these tabs. You can see the summary of HR1, which, or as I like to call it, the lie. And then you can go to text, actions, titles, amendments, all those things, co-sponsors. So this is the other thing that's important too, is folks, if you want to know, okay, so I get, and let me just focus on me for a second. I get it when you vote with your party, but you also have to go with your constituents. And I know some of these Democrats are in areas that are pretty 50-50, and they've probably been getting a lot of phone calls, people saying, do not support this in their districts. So this is important. I'm going to show you this right here. So when you go in here to where it says co-sponsors, you're going to see all of the people that they co-sponsored this bill. So now you can go in and you can see your exact district, like Maryland District 5, South Carolina. You can see if they're Democrats. You can go through here and see if there was any rhinos. You can see if there was if you live in a Democratic state, okay, but you have, like, say right now, Michigan is technically Democratic state right now, even though it was red last election. So they're kind of mixed. But anyways, like right here, you can see Representative Andy Levin from Michigan District 9, basically. And so if you live in that part of Michigan and you are predominantly red, maybe, or maybe it's really close, folks, you need to get on the ball. These are the people we have to take down. You need to be paying attention who these co-sponsors are on this bill, and you need to go through here and find your district. Where do you live? Learn where your district is in. Okay? Learn your districts and learn who's your representatives, who can you control at the ballot box. Because this right here is unacceptable, folks. And obviously this is all Democrats that co-sponsor this. There's 222 Democratic co-sponsors on this. Absolutely disgusting. So again, go through here, find your person. Look it up. If you don't know, look it up and go on stuff like this and find out, what are they doing? Are they, being forced by Nancy Pelosi and these people? Are they getting pressured into doing this? But if they're not representing you, like I said, I don't care if they're Democratic or Republican. If they're not, if they're not representing you folks, you need to get rid of them, because it's by district. So don't sit there and say, well, I live in a Democratic state, there's nothing I can do. My Virginia people or whatever. No, it's by district as well. So we have red parts of Virginia. We have red parts of certain other states, even California. So folks, if your representative from your area, even though they're Democratic, but if you are in a district that has a lot of Republicans, you need to get on these Democrats. You need to be hitting them up really hard and be like, quit voting party. Quit voting by party. You need to tell them, vote by us, vote by your district. And then you need to focus on getting them out of your district. All right, I'm trying to really emphasize that. I mean, that's like really important. Get them out of your district. Okay? Because these bills like this H1R, you guys know this is going to kill a lot of things. And there's amendments to the bill. So you can even look up where it says amendments. So you click on amendments, right? There's amendments in here. One of them will even, like, sometimes they'll just tell you this is amendment for part this, section this. And so I'm kind of like a normal person. I have time to go through all of that. But there's people that do. Okay, so it's important. But you can even see in one of these amendments, I saw this too, and I'm like, mother of pearl. One of the amendments actually says that they're lowering the voting age. They're trying to lower it to 16 years old, and that's right here. Look at this amendment right here. Look at this. An amendment numbered 37 printed in Part B of the House report to lower the mandatory minimum voting age in federal elections to 16. Why do you think that is, folks? Because the Democrats believe that the young crowd they have control of. Now, in all honesty, this may backfire on them, because there's a lot of people, a lot of kids right now, especially in that age of 16, or I guess, like in 4 years' time, my youngest son, who's still in the house, he's 13. He will be old enough to vote, technically, if they do this. And I guarantee you, he will not be voting Democrat. So again, this may backfire on them. All right. So that's all I'm saying, folks. So I can't say, but I still am against the idea that 16 years of age. I mean, come on, folks. I mean, I barely even knew what I was doing at 18, much less 16. Okay. So it's just things like that we've got to really, but that's why I'm telling you, folks, when you go into these bills, go spend some time at congress.gov. Seriously, I know it's kind of boring, and there's a lot of things that as common people, we don't understand. But when you have questions, you can always ask, whatever. But again, this will tell you, because I know a lot of people were freaking out about HR1. Well, look, right now it's saying that it passed the House. It still has to pass the Senate. But of course, we know that right now the Senate is pretty much like a deadlock, with the tiebreaker going to, Camel Toe Harris. So I would say that this is probably going to get passed, and that's not good. But I just want you guys to understand, like, don't freak out. Whatever you do, guys, we have to stay calm. We know that they're going to pass some of this legislation, because we knew once they had the House and the Senate that they were going to pass things like this. So we got to stay calm. A lot of people feel like if HR1 gets passed, we're never going to win an election again. I realize the severity of HR1, and trust me, folks, this is severe. It is. But at the same time, One, there's a couple things. One, guys, if you haven't noticed a trend here that's starting to happen, the pendulum is starting to swing back toward Republicans. People are starting to freak out, and I don't mean Republicans. I'm talking about some Democrats because they're actually starting to see what Joe Biden is doing. They're starting to see him fumble and just have no answers, even answers that you would think that they would have. These reporters are trying to just get some answers from him, and they're blowing them off. Or Pistachio or Pataki or whatever her name is, she will sit there and just get hostile towards some of these reporters, or condescending, or skirting around the question. And it's frustrating because even as Americans, people want to know, like, it's like, hey, if you're gonna do what you did and you're gonna smuggle this election away from us, then if you're gonna pretend to be the leader, then we need some answers. And they're not even doing that. So people are getting very frustrated. And hey, undercover angel, it's good to see you. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. I wasn't ignoring you. I'm just trying to touch some things. I got to do a quick show. So, guys, I always try to shout out to my people. So I try to. But folks, but yeah, the administration right now is just absolutely horrible. There's just nothing to work on. I mean, seriously, like they're canceling Dr. Seuss. They're canceling, Mr. Potato Head. Yes, I'm going to say Mr. Potato Head because you know what? He was the first transgender doll you could have if you want to be technical, because you could move around the parts. You could. He was a blank canvas, and you could move him around however you want. They even made a Mrs. Potato Head that you could move around the parts all you wanted, and you could mix and match parts. So, you know, actually, the Potato Head family was probably more woke than before woke was even a thing. But you know what? They wanted to cancel it, whatever, or make a transgender. Who cares? But I'm just saying they're canceling the stupidest things. Dr. Seuss they're saying is racist. I mean, come on, get out of here. I mean, seriously, folks, y'all, we need to stand up. Quit taking this. Quit taking it. Don't let them do it. Don't let them do it. Dr. Seuss is racist, and all this. Shut up. And then, it's the stupidest things, folks. And they just keep on. And they're like going after people, and they're going after like people that can't even stick up for themselves anymore because they're dead. It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So this HR1 again, it looks like that it's got to go through the Senate. And again, folks, I'm just gonna say worst case scenario. If this gets passed, if this gets passed, folks, God, it makes our work tougher. But that's why I keep telling you guys, you have to get involved. You can't sit here behind the monitor and watch this stuff happen anymore. You have to get involved. I'm finally, thank God, I've got local people in my area finally coming to me, and they're like, "Oh my God, Josh, I'm so glad what you're doing. What can I do to get involved?" And I'm like, "Hey, here we go. Let's go." So we're finally starting to get people coming forward, but online it's just like crickets, you know. So guys, this is unacceptable. I mean, but these are the kind of things. I don't want to get negative too much anymore, but folks, look at this. You just spend some time, go to these bills and look at this. You just go to congress.gov and look at all this information you can get. Now, like I said, maybe you can't read some of this stuff, and I get it. I can't interpret some of this stuff, all the mumbo jumbo, but you get an idea of it. And again, pay attention to the co-sponsors, right? Because this shows you everybody that's truly supporting the bill. All these co-sponsors. Find your district, folks. That's what I'm really trying to get through to you is we're talking about getting down to the district levels and weeding out and changing your congressman or woman, your congresswoman. They're all congressmen, okay? I'm just saying that. Look, change out your Congress, folks. Change out your representatives, your senators. Change them out. We can do it, folks. We have to get involved and you have to pay attention to your local area. All right. So I just wanted to get on here real quick, guys, and just talk a little bit about HR1 and why it's so important to get involved and to find out what you can do. There's things that we're doing all the time, folks. If you want to get involved in it, message me. You can't just make a sly comment in the thing like like on Facebook. Don't just be like, "Hey man, I'm all in." Okay, that's cool. I love that. I love to see that. But message me and say, "Hey, what can I do? Where do I need? What do I need to do?" And then commit. You know what I mean? We just need that, folks. We need that. We have a lot of action plans. So, but anyways, we'll speak with you all later, man. We'll see you in the next video.